What's going on, LEGO Maniacs? It's Ty, the LEGO guy here, and today we're actually taking a look at a very interesting little promo. It's the Trains 40th Anniversary set. That's model 40370. It has 188 pieces, one minifig. It came out in 2020, and you could actually buy it at a certain point for $19.99. Now nowadays this set's going for 41 new or 24 used. This is really a callback to the old school train sets, which is kind of interesting. It is made in that style, but we're gonna take a look at this model's positives and its negatives. But enough talk, let's get right into it. And to start us off, we'll begin by taking a look at the box art. And what I really like about this is they're making a callback to the old LEGO sets, even the old LEGO logo. Believe it or not, that's what it looked like. It's gone through a number of transitions actually over the years, but really cool looking box. Like the fact it says 40 years in the top right corner. And then moving to the side, just again 40 years. On the top, shows off the train along with the minifigure. Side, 40 years. On the bottom, again, the set. And then back here, gives you a little bit better look of the train. Again, it is very basic. They are making this in the old school way they used to make trains, and it's not all bad. It actually looks pretty good. Very classic looking set. Let's now take a look at the train itself. Let's give you guys a 360 view of her. Pretty basic by today's standards, but it's definitely passable for a train. People are going to know what this is. And again, this is a display piece. That's what this is mainly supposed to be. Giving respect to the trains that were made back in the day by LEGO. Now breaking her down a little bit more area by area, let's remove the train. You can very easily just do it like so. And you'll notice it's a sticker piece. All the printed pieces on this are stickers, but it has a little control panel, all the gauges. There's no seats in there. Again, this is pretty basic. They're really trying to harken back to the old school trains, and I do appreciate that. The other thing I wanted to show off is these lights. Pretty decent little model. It's a little difficult to motorize this. I could imagine you could maybe put a motor. Yeah, if you modded this, you could maybe do that. It's not meant for that. You'd probably want to put the motor in the car just directly behind the train if this did include more to it. But yeah, again, this is just mainly a display piece, and you can drive it. This is meant to really go on the tracks though, and it would work on the tracks if you were to lodge it in there. Again, it just won't have a motor. Getting a little bit more into the stand, what I appreciated about this was, check it out. It says 40 years. And then it also says 7810 steam engine. Overall, this is a pretty decent little display piece. It's not much more than that, but again, that's what this is supposed to be. Just something you stick on a shelf and kind of represents the old school trains that LEGO used to make. Let's now take a look at the minifigure. So if you're wondering what LEGO minifigures looked like back in the day, this is a perfect representation of how basic they really were. There's a little bit of a charm to that though, I will say. Give you guys a 360 view of him. He doesn't have any leg printing, any back torso printing, back face printing. That did not exist. He doesn't even have a special face printing. He just has the authentic smiley face. And I kind of like that about him. There's a little bit of a classic charm to the old school minifigures. I do prefer them a little bit more detailed than this, but again, they're giving you a basic representation of how minifigures were back in the day. And this guy definitely captures that. Let's now get into the end of the review and get my final thoughts. Well guys, that was my review. Do hope you enjoyed it. Personally, I think that this is a really good display piece. It's a great substitute if you don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on one of those older LEGO train sets, because they have appreciated a ton. Most, or I should say a lot of older LEGO sets do that. So this is a great substitute if you're like myself and you want to have an older school looking train set on display along with, maybe some of the newer trains. If you're a kid, I wouldn't recommend buying this one just because there is no playability. This is purely a display train set, and for that, it does a really good job. But let me know what you think about this one, if you like it, if you don't, any areas you think they could maybe improve on it. It is old though, so keep that in mind. They're not trying to follow today's trends with what's acceptable for a Lego set. They're really trying to make a callback to the older train models. But that pretty well does the review. But if you liked it, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and click that bell so you're notified for any future promos that we do. We do a number of them actually every year, and yeah, they're actually pretty cool. A lot of times they make really good display pieces. But that's all I got for you again. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.